Alright guys, welcome back to another video. Today we have the Canadian Grand Prix in our Ollie Bearman career mode. So far this has been a very up and down career mode, but we've had a really big high in the past two races, 2 wins in a row, 3 podiums in a row. Yeah, it's been good. At the moment as you see, we're looking through the goals and stuff. But looking onto this weekend, we hope to continue this streak. I have thought about maybe upping the AI. For now, I'm not, because as you know, I am struggling in the races quite a bit. But we'll see what happens in this one. We stick with 105 AI. I can't speak. As you can see, we're looking over the upgrades. We've got a few upgrades coming. We've only got 500 resource points. We won't be looking to make any upgrades right now, apart from this power one. We do decide to rush it, to just attempt to have the new upgrades soon. So the only thing with this Haas car is that the upgrades take forever. But me and Hulkenberg are holding down the ground, and we're trying to keep it, keep the upgrades coming and keep the trajectory. But as you can see there, we're 5th in the drivers, 6th in the constructors. We're doing good. We're doing really, really well. Exactly what we need to be doing. I'm doing more than what I need to be doing. Yeah, it's been really, really good. As you can see, that durability upgrade fails, but it is time for qualifying. Alex Jakes.
A historic track. Looks simple, it's anything but. Welcome to Montreal.
Alright guys, here we are, coming on to our last lap of Q1. Our first lap was not great. I had a few mistakes. You can see there we're 9th behind Stroll and Albon. But coming to this lap, I love this track. I really do love this track. And see, the past few years I haven't been as quick around this track as I used to be. But recently I've gained a few speed. As you can see, purple sector 1, green sector 2, with 5 tenths up nearly. Now coming into this last chicane, I love this last chicane, but you will see I do mount it like it is nothing. Now, not touching Wall of Champions yet, we might do for this weekend, who knows. But we were 5 tenths up and we do a 109.7, putting us in P5. Overall, that wasn't a bad session. Hulkenberg is knocked out once again in P18. Yeah, we can see who's the better driver here. But coming through here, we're going to start our first lap of Q2, looking to keep on that trajectory of keeping into Q3. At the moment, we're getting into Q3 every race, I think, so far, apart from China and something else, I can't remember. But Q2 so far doing good. As you can see there, I don't know if you saw on the track map just then, it was purple in sector 2, and from what I remember it was purple sector 1 as well. This lap was a really, really good lap. Again, not touching Wall of Champions. Maybe that's telling. But we do a 109.5. Puts us in provisional pole for now. And we stay in that position, but we drop down to 2nd with Lando Norris overtaking us. Ricciardo gets through, and then Lance Stroll is knocked out, and so is Hamilton. Both surprising knockouts, considering their form recently. Now here we are, onto our final lap. I think, yeah, final lap of Q3. I did like this lap, but I think, yeah, there, you can see that I did that a few times where I just mounted onto the grass too much, and it just lost us all the speed. Now coming to here, nice and cleanly, getting onto the grass. Don't want to be doing that in real life, you will spin it. But we go purple sector 1. Now mounting that curve as hard as possible. It's quite a big curve, but you want to be mounting it just to gain the extra few tenths. DRS on, coming down this straight. Now this chicane I always love. We hit the wall on the inside. Canna incident there. Oh, flashbacks that is, especially in a Haas. Now, breaking down into this heavy hairpin. Now this hairpin I struggled with all weekend. I was trying to make sure we carry the speed through it. Just could not work out the best way of doing so. All the AI have set their laps now, so it's the last one to go across the line. Now coming down this straight, this will be a big overtaking opportunity into the race. braking down for the last chicane. We do cut the corner a little bit there, but FIA don't care. We're coming across the line. We do a 109.475. I don't know where that puts us, but it puts us P3. Again, very good result for us. Really good result for us. That's what we like to see. Max Verstappen on pole. It's a 1-2 for Red Bull starting. For Alonso just behind us, and then Ricciardo down in P10. Piastri down in P8. Yeah, it's a interesting grid, especially with us in P3, but we're just like that. Does good once again, 500 pace points. It's all good for our overall. But now it is time for the race.
It is the second largest French-speaking city in the world and home since 1978 to the Canadian Grand Prix. Welcome to Montreal. 2.7-mile circuit peaking at around 190 miles per hour. 2 DRS zones, 14 turns, tight corners, a narrow track, and the famous Wall of Champions. So with the race not far away from starting, here's what today's grid rundown looks like. World champion Max Verstappen starts from pole position, edging out Sergio Perez, who lines up P2. Considering the rest of the grid, we have Bearman, Fernando Alonso, Russell, Norris, Leclerc, Oscar Piastri, Sainz, Ricciardo, Hamilton, Gasly, Ocon, Stroll, Tsunoda, Joe, Hulkenberg, Bottas, Sargent, and Alex Albon picks up the last spot on the grid. Which of these talented drivers will come out on top today? It's race day, it's going to be a thriller. I'm Alex Jakes, alongside me is Naomi Schiff. Now, those final hours before a race, did you have a routine?
Well, every driver certainly has their own way of preparing themselves before a race. But I can tell you that pre-race rituals are a real thing. When I was in go-karting, I used to touch every wheel in a specific sequence before I got into the kart. And then I stepped up to cars and had a specific set of fireproof base layers just for race day. So watch the drivers when they're on the grid. Some may be sitting on the floor and isolating, others may be up to other things that they do. But these little things really help their minds get ready for the race.
Alright guys, let's get in to the race. So here we have, just still on that strategy, just going to be medium to hard, a little simple one. Here's the formation lap. This is, I don't know if I'm going to keep the formation lap anymore. I don't know, I feel like it drags out this before the race. Up to you guys, I mean it's up to you guys. I'd like to see what you think. But for me, I don't really care about the formation lap. I'll leave you to it.
We are almost ready to take the start of the race as the cars take their positions on the grid, with the drivers and teams making their final preparations.
Here we go. We're all lined up for the Canadian Grand Prix. Clutch in, throttle down. It is time for the Canadian Grand Prix, and we go. We get a really good start ahead of Perez there. Going into turn one, Verstappen has already disappeared, it seems. Had no chance of getting him. He got the best start of out everyone. But Russell's got ahead of Perez. Alonso is now behind Perez, not far behind. He's going to be looking to try and overtake him. Perez seems to have got a really poor start there. We didn't get a great start, but it was alright. It was good enough to get us into P2. So now we're just going to be looking into getting Verstappen. We fought with Verstappen a couple times in the past few races. Let's see if we can try and replicate what we've done before. As you can see, we're not really gaining anything on him. I know it's only lap 1, but he's just pulled away massively there out of the exit, on the exit of that corner. It's incredibly incredibly massive gains from him there. But Russell's going to be looking down on our arse right now as we are slow, just sitting duck on the straight, have nothing to defend against. Trying not to use the ERS so much, as I know I'm pretty brutal on the ERS usually. We nearly hit the Wall of Champions there. That was close. Now, a little bit later on in the lap here, Verstappen has got the fastest lap. He's already pulled away 1.2 seconds, so we're out of DRS. We're on the defensive. But Russell's going to go around our outside. We're going to make contact going into this corner. We go deep. That was a dodgy move from us, that's for sure. I will take full fault for that, because that was a bit dodgy. Coming down to the hairpin. This hairpin I struggle a lot with. Now he's going to be on our ass coming through here. As you can see, he's already on us, 3 tenths behind, gaining massively every second. Less than a second, I should say. Perez is going to look at us as well. He's going to look to the inside. We're going to go keep the inside line, and we're going to defend as hard as possible right now, as we do not want to lose this position too easily. Coming into this turn 1 here, it's already looking quite tricky for us. Don't know if we're going to be able to keep up this pace ahead of these guys. We're having to use our tyres quite a lot around the corners, so that's the only time we can pull away from these guys. So you can see here, again, a little bit later on the lap, we're going to be coming down the straight again. He's going to be having DRS and overtake on us. Perez has dropped away a little bit, but Russell is going to be coming out, so we're going to defend really aggressively to the inside. We end up letting him have a little bit of room, otherwise we're going to have a big aeroplane accident there. And he gets ahead of us, but we're going to still hold on as much as possible. But because it's a double to DRS detection zone before the straight, we do not get DRS onto the main straight. He sets the fastest lap, and we are now behind him in P3. Perez behind, 6 tenths, I should say, behind us. It's lap 4 of this race, and we are attacking Russell. Now we're going to maybe have a look to the inside here. We don't, but we go into him as he brakes a lot earlier than I would have expected, and we now have a broken wing. Whoa, this is flashbacks. Perez is overtaking us into the hairpin. It's not what we wanted at all in this race. We're going to have to pit. We're too slow. We're just going to drop down anyway. We might as well pit. We're going to pit onto a new set of mediums, repair the wing damage. Yeah, Alonso's ahead of us, Perez is ahead of us. Alonso's going to fight. We nearly go into the back of Alonso there, as we're trying to go into the pits, and they're fighting. Oh, this is an interesting race so far, let's just say that. We get a good turn in there, that was good. Now let's hope for a good stop. Tyres go on nicely, wings coming on nicely, just taking a little bit of time as it would. And yeah, good stop from the boys. Here we are. Purple sector 1. So this is a few laps later now. I've warmed up these tyres and we go purple sector 1. We are pushing as hard as we can to catch up with Albon and Sargent there. We are not messing around today. Today we are on a vengeance. We're trying to keep up this point streak, but I don't know if this is going to be possible, because we will have to pit again. These mediums will not go to the end. Hards wouldn't happen, these mediums definitely won't. But we're going to push as hard as we can while on these mediums. This is just how it's going to have to be today. So we set at 111.8. I don't think that's far off the fastest time. Yeah, we're definitely pushing. We're now 11.5 seconds behind Albon. Keep that number in mind, because that is going to be a key number coming into the rest of this race. Especially that gap. That gap is going to be a key gap, I should say, not number. The gap is going to be key for this race. We get a little bit loose on the exit there. And Lando Norris is out of the session with a DNF. I think that's more of a, yeah, he's pulled over to the side there. That is just a technical fault. That is poor luck from him. That is poor luck. Lap 7 of this race, already retired. He was quite quick in qualifying. I don't think he did anything much in the race, but he was really quick. Now a little bit later on, we're now lap 10. We've now got that gap down to 7.5 seconds. We are on a mission today. We're sliding it into every corner. Look at that. It's fully sideways into that corner. Oh, what a... then coming through here, we're going to be flat out everywhere we can. As you can see, the ERS we are struggling with. Mark, don't worry about a fast lap. I think I'm pushing. Just about. I don't know if I could push anymore. We've now got that gap down to just under. It was just under 6 seconds then before the straight. We are pushing. Now, we're still a few laps long. Lap 11, we've now set another purple sector 1. We're going to maybe set another personal best here if we keep this pace up. We've now got that gap down to 5.3 seconds. We are at the moment gaining on them nearly over a second a lap. As we're sliding in and out corners, trying to push. The leaders have pitted. We should have been there, but we're going to have to pit again. These tyres are already starting to feel a bit off. As our best lap at the moment is a 1:11.7. Hamilton is behind us, Leclerc as well. We're probably going to drop back. These guys are probably going to get us now. There's no point in us just trying to save these tyres until the end. We will drop so much. Yeah, Hamilton gets by us. So will Leclerc in a few laps. If not, probably this straight here. He's just going to fly by us probably. There's almost no point in defending it. But we do for some reason. I do question my driving when I watch these back. I won't lie. I do feel I'm a bit aggressive. You know, sometimes you've got to be in racing. Now, coming on to our graveyard, as I'm going to start calling it, as the AI just overtake us like it's nothing. Yeah, as we go... that was a... Okay. Yeah, I fully hold my hands up there. As you can see, we do let him by after that. That was just a bit stupid from us. Completely stupid and completely unnecessary. We do let him by just as courtesy, as I did realise straight away after I did it. And I knew there would be repercussions for that. It's not how I want to be seen as driving, and not how I want my look to be. Here we are coming to the pits for our second stop of the day. On to Haas. It's a good stop, as usual, from these guys. We're coming out the pit stop, we're going to be down in last. Once again. This time, the gap is a little bit smaller, and this time Ocon's down with us. Ocon, I have a feeling that he's now on mediums till the end, so he's got 10 laps of those mediums. I pity him with those mediums, I really do pity him. But as you can see, we are already catching up to this last pack on lap 17 of this race. This race has been a shocker for us, but we'll try and claw back some positions here. This could be Hulkenberg's race for him. He might beat us in this race. I think that's the third or second time he's beat us in a race now. Yeah. Coming through here, the chicane, absolutely speeding through. As you can see, we're now 2 seconds behind Ocon and gaining still. Hulkenberg is 7.2 seconds ahead of us. That's not what we want to hear. That's not what we're used to hearing. We're used to hearing he's 7.2 seconds behind us. But our rival today is Sargent, so we're going to be trying to catch up with Sargent and trying to beat him. That's the goal today. Ocon they're all really slow. We're on nice fresh hards, and these guys are all really slow now. This is lap 20 of this 25 lap race already. So we're going to be trying to go for these moves very aggressively. We're going to look up the inside of Ocon here, and we're just going to absolutely send it and make the move work. Up the inside. Now we've got Sergeant's DRS and Slipstream. We're going to be able to hopefully hold on to his. Not for long though, because we're so slow in a straight line. It's a joke. A complete and utter joke. I don't know what it is. I have no idea what it is in this game, but I am so slow on a straight line. It's just a joke. But we close up to the back of Sergeant there, onto the hairpin. Now coming onto the straight, we're going to fall back again. But all our goal now is just to keep up with him in the corners and be faster than him in the corners, and we'll be alright. Ocon is gaining us on the straight. He doesn't get past us. We're now lap 20 of this race. Onto lap 21. We're going to send it up the inside of Sargent. We failed our mid-race target to save our PRS. Probably a poor time for him to set that for us. As we're going to, me and Sargent are going to fight this all the way. We cut him off a little bit there on the apex just to make sure we can finish that move off. And now we're going to push ahead to try and overtake Zhou and Albon in this race. Here we are. We're going back at the same place again, lap 22. We're going to send it the inside. He does make a bit of a defensive move there. In my opinion, he moved onto the brakes a little bit there, but it doesn't matter. We still get the move done, and we're now up into 16th. Looking at 15th in Albon. We are so much faster than him onto the entry into corners. We're going to try and make these moves work as much as possible. I don't think we're going to be able to catch up with the other guys there. I think that's going to be a lost cause catching up with those guys, but we're going to try and at least claw back to 15th before the end of this race. Here we are, we've got a good run on Albon now. This might be the day, this might be the time to do it. We're going to have a look up the inside. That would have been a really ballsy send from us. That would have been Daniel Ricciardo, Azerbaijan 2017-esque. I'm a complete neek when it comes to F1 apparently. Now we are on his arse coming into our favourite bit of the track. We're going to maybe have a little look at the inside here. And we do a mega send up the inside. We make a little bit of contact, I think, there. But we lose the car on the exit. He's going to open another chance for him to get by us. He's going to look around the outside, I think. But he doesn't make the move work. And a little bit later on in the lap, we're at lap 23, as we nearly lose the car again. These tyres are gone after we've been pushing for so long. Albon gets back by us. It's alright, though, because we still got that gap on Zhou. It's just under a second, but we did have he was out of DRS. Definitely didn't have DRS. But now we've got another good run on Albon here. He has got DRS on us, but we've still kept up with him. We're on lap 24 of this race, the penultimate lap. We're going to keep on his arse, especially this bit. This is our favourite part of the track. Coming on to the last lap now, we're still behind him. This is going to be make it or break it. We're going to send it up the inside. That was one hell of a send. Lost the late breakers here. Ollie Bearman. He is the man, the myth, the legend. I mean, this is a poor result from him. He's not much of a legend at the moment, but it has been 2 race wins in a row. We needed a race to humble us, I think. Albon is going to look at us. This is going to be close to the line. Now we're going to send it up the inside here. We're going to really make sure we mount those curbs. And it is going to be really close to the line. We make contact on his rear. Oh, what a finish. That was close. That really was close. Fair enough to Albon. It's going to be about 3 tenths behind. It's going to be about 3 tenths gap. But what a finish that was. That was almost 15th. Would have been good if it was. But sadly, we did not make it. It was a Red Bull 1-3, Mercedes, George Russell into P2. We should have been up there. But sadly, we did not have the race pace like we had the quali pace, which seems to be the theme at the moment in this season. Hopefully into next season, we'll be in a bit of a better car, I should say. I can't talk. Max Verstappen has won the Grand Prix. He's extending his championship lead ahead of Perez. I think Max leads it. Not totally sure. Hulkenberg moved into 12th. That's a good result for him. I'm happy for that. Oscar Piastri sets the fastest lap. We finished down in P16. I think it's one of our worst results of the season in terms of races we finished. Apart from China, we don't talk about China though. So that puts us down as P6 on the drivers from P5. Not the greatest result. And then we're still in P6 on the constructors. I think we've got that pretty locked down as long as I can keep on the points. But yeah, that was a tricky race for us. Definitely a tricky race as we get a Steam achievement there. We've got a new rivalry, championship rivalry here against George Russell, man of the Lizard Man, I should say. We get experience points. We do lose a bit of racecraft there and a little bit of focus, but we still gain on our overall rating, and that's what we like to see. 48% recognition. That hasn't moved at all. Doing good on our goals here, on our specialist goals. That's what we want to. Again, we need those. It's really good for the little perks you get from them. But yes, that will be today's race done. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Please like and subscribe, and please put that bell on so you can be notified when I next upload. See you later.